Hey everyone, Once Bitten here with Game 6, the Bretonnia campaign. This actually happened on the same night as my Game 5, which is the battle report just previous to this. Basically, it's the night before a tournament. I'm TOing the tournament, so I'm not playing in it, but I brought my Bretonians, and I brought 3 different lists. And after I played the first game, a little while later, somebody else was willing to play a game, so I grabbed another list and said, let's go. So my Bretonians versus a Vampire Count's army, 2,500 points. So I'm going for Virtue of Heroism, Audacity, and Noble Disdain. So this is a list that's going to have no peasants whatsoever, because I can't have it, or I guess I could have some, but I can't have trebuchets and can't have any shooting, so for the most part, whatever. So you'll see the characters have those on in just a minute. So he's got a horde of Crypt Ghouls. What looks like Tomb Guard, those are actually skeletons in a 2x5 or 2x6.5 formation. Then he's got a Terrorgeist, some direwolves in front of him, some more skeletons 2x5 this time, and then he's got the Black Knight bus with a whole bunch of characters. Now they have the Banner of Swiftness, so these guys can really, really move fast. Characters, one at a time. We've got the Vampire Lord. He's in the second rank at the moment, and he's just got everything. He is so killy. I mean, he doesn't have Red Fury, but he's got 5 attacks, rerolling to hit, strength 1,000,000. With a ward save, other trickster shard. He's just nasty. Then on the front rank, he's got a vampire, and this was sort of anti-heroes, so kind of good against any other kind of unit like this. White King, Battle Standard Bearer with Night Shroud. That proves to be a hassle sometimes. Level 1 Necromancer there in the second rank. Lore of 1 Vampires with the scroll. So I was wishing I had the sort of anti-heroes against that unit. Then he's got 6 Blood Knights, and then, I'm sorry about this, but off in the corner to the left he's got a Terrorgeist, and I know overall he has 2 units of Direwolves, so I don't know where the second unit is. You see the left or right. So start from the left here. I've got a character, I'll go over her in just a minute, but Knight of the Realm unit, Knight Errant unit, Questing Knight unit, and then another Knight of the Realm unit. So for my Noble Disdain guy, I'm only taking a paladin. Normally I have my Lord of the Heroic with a Virtue of Heroism on the paladins, on the Pegasus, so he can fly around. But I put the paladin with Noble Disdain on it so he could get to somebody who shoots. The problem is the only thing in his army that shoots is the Terrorgeist, and this guy is not going to take him down. And that doesn't really help me because I've got a Lord with Virtue of Heroism, and the only thing this army has that he can earn his virtue with is that Terrorgeist. So I need my Lord on the Terrorgeist. Then I've got my Battle Standard Bearer, and he and or the unit need to kill a character. And so I need to get them in with that with that Knight bus, but I'm just going to get slaughtered. So yeah, I don't know what to do there. In with this rightmost unit of Knights of the Realm, I've got Prophetess, and then I've got 9 Grail Knights, and then Peg Knights. So we Vanguard. There's the 2 units of Direwolves. It looks like that. I pray he goes first, and man, he's on you fast. So, yeah, that's tough. So the Direwolves are kind of parked right in front of my lines, obviously. So what I feel like I need to do is charge a couple units into the Knight bus, so that on my next turn I can counter again. If I charge in, I don't think I'll beat him, but I think I might be able to hold at least through my turn. Then we have his turn, and then on my next turn I can charge with the other units once his wolves are gone. And the Crypt Ghouls are kind of far back, so I'm not worried about them too much yet. So the only counter charges I have to worry about at that point are the Blood Knights. So anyway, that's Vampire Count's turn 1. During the magic phase, I think he miscasts, kills a knight, puts a wound on a character, or whatever. And Bretonian turn 1. So if you look at on the bottom left, second most unit, when my Knights Errant charged the Direwolves, I was hoping I couldn't close the door myself, and when he closed the door, I was hoping that would open up the way for my leftmost units of Knights of the Realm to hit his Black Knights. But obviously, that just barely didn't work. My other units of Knights of the Realm went in there, and I don't know what happened with my Questing Knights. I may not have declared that charge. I just don't remember. I think I tried with my Grail Knights as well, and that would have been nice. They needed like 11s or 12s, so it wasn't likely. Peg Knights, top right, are taking care of the Direwolves, get them out of the way. So I've got his chaff out of the way after this turn. Hopefully I can hold things up with that Night Bus. But the problem is it's got my my Prophetess with them, so I'm a little bit nervous about that. Peg Knights taking care of business. And here we go here. So during the magic phase, I'd get off Weisson's Wild Form on the unit and roll a Dimensional Cascade. So luckily my Prophetess did not get sucked into the Void or the Warp or whatever it's supposed to be, but she did blast away half the unit, which is not a good thing. And then the Vampire Lord blasted away the rest of the unit. So there was nothing left. I think when combat was over, I had a Prophetess. That's it. She broke from combat and got ran down. Here's what makes that so awful, is that's my turn. I hate charging in and losing combat on my turn, because now he just gets a free charge. Awesome. Fantastic. Vampire counts, turn 2. Night Bus of Death goes into the Grail Knights. Grail Knights are no harder to wound than the Knights of the Realm were, so they're just going to get absolutely slaughtered. If you look on the left, his Blood Knights did not come towards my line. I had my the useless Paladin for Noble Sustain parked in front of him, so they could excuse me, so they couldn't do anything else except charge him. He fled and they caught him. So there's me with the Grail Knights. This is the Paladin with a Noble Disdain getting killed. And he has a Terrorgeist way over here on the left-hand side. Dang it, I need to get my General on him, and he's way the freak over there. After combat, yeah, he only kills 5 Grail Knights, which I was happy with. Actually, he killed less than that. He killed 3, because my standard died when I fled, and I still have 5 guys left. So I got really lucky there. I had one of them tie up his General, and I think that's why he didn't do more wounds. Yeah, anyway. So they are, as you can see them, but the good thing is they can rally fairly easily. The bad thing is I can't charge his Night Bus on my turn. So what do? Brett's turn 2. I charge my BSB's unit and my General's unit at one of the tiny skeleton units as a way of just getting them away from the General. I'm hoping I can pop them this turn, overrun, and be in the rear of the other, or I guess the left flank of the other weird skeleton unit. Totally away from his General. I'm sacrificing a Night Bus to hold his General's unit up. My hope again is that if he charges in, I can just be lucky enough to maintain steadfast, or it doesn't, even if I'm not steadfast, just to stick and hold him up, and then I can start getting some dual charges. Peg Knights top right are parked in front of the Crypt Ghouls, trying to keep them out of the game. And after combat, it looks like that. So first off, obviously the skeleton unit at the very top, they popped, but when I overran, my Questing Knights unit were in their front, which is kind of bad because I'm not as far away from the Night Bus as I'd like to be. I reformed with my General's unit so that this Terrorgeist, who can only move 10 inches, can't get out of my line of sight, so I should be able to charge him next turn. Vampire counts turn 3. He puts the Terrorgeist behind a wall, so at least he gets -1 to hit. His Night Bus charges my Sacrificial unit. His Crypt Ghouls charge my Peg Knights. His Blood Knights start working their way towards the middle of the table. After combat, man, he just rips through that unit again. I don't remember. I would have had a champion this time. Last round of combat I didn't, because he got killed by the miscast. And if I accepted a challenge with a champion, I don't know why I would have lost so many knights. But regardless of what happened, he won combat and ran down that unit. He's parked right in front of the Grail Knights, so I'm not sure how great of a thing that is. If you look at the top middle, I charge in with my BSB's unit, hit the skeletons, and between wounds and combat res, he still has 1 left. So I'm just stuck there, which is just awful, because if I'd killed that other one, I could have reformed and I could have had a dual charge on the Night Bus, and it certainly would be better than nothing. I could take a Grail Knight, sacrifice him to his Vampire Lord. Yeah, anyway, woulda, coulda, shoulda, whatever. This says Vampire counts turn 3. I think that was actually, yeah, I think this is actually Bretonnia turn 3, because, yeah, I'm still locked in combat there. My General charges into the Terrorgeist. My Grail Knights either failed their charge or decided not to charge. I just honestly don't remember. This round of combat, my Peg Knights held last time, which was awesome, but this time he broke him and tried to run him down. This is great as far as I'm concerned. He's going to charge me again. I have to flee. I think I have a decent chance of getting away, and regardless of what happens, his Crypt Ghouls are pretty much out for the rest of the game, I think. After combat, yeah, I mean, obviously that remaining skeleton died, so I reformed there. Um, and it is, as you can see it. The problem is, again, this is the end of my turn, not his turn. Vampire counts turn 4. Oh, by the way, if you look at the top left, heroic killing blow went off on the terror guy, so I got the virtue of heroism. Now I either need to win the game, which is going to be tough, or I need to keep that character alive. So Vampire counts turn 4. Really, as Night Bus, all they can really do is reform, and he does. And so my plan next turn is to charge in with all three of those units. BSB in the front, Grail Knights in the flank. What I'd really like to do is get a challenge between my Battle Standard Bearer and any character except his Vampire Lord. And I think that's likely because his Vampire Lord, he wants freed up because he can just chew through Knights. My BSB should win that challenge. And then I have a decent chance of winning the combat with Grail Knights in the flank of them. So it's the best chance I have. Top left unit's going to charge in, but they need like 11, or I think an 11 to get there. He charged me. I fled. I'm happy enough with that. I'm not on Snake Eye, so I rally on an 8. And yeah, that's him staring down all three of my units. And I charge with all three, and only the Grail Knights makes it. That's just really, really bad. I was really surprised my BSB's unit didn't make it. I mean, I don't know what they needed. I was thinking they had it in there. Poor Grail Knights are left all alone. Poor guys. Peg Knight rallies. After combat, I have one Grail Knight left. The good news is he didn't pursue him, and I have a real good chance of him not getting off the board. So I actually still have all those points left, which is nice. So on his turn, he really surprised me. Instead of charging in, he backs up. So I said, screw that. I backed up because I wasn't likely to be able to make both charges. And the critical thing that happened at this point, just for pride's sake, is my Peg Knight needed an 8 to rally. He did not rally, ran off the board. If it wasn't for that, it was a draw. After such a horrible, horrible beginning, it was a draw if my stupid Peg Knight would have rallied on an 8. As it is, he fled off the board. It was a minor loss for the Bretonnians. As for the campaign, it wasn't that great because Noble Disdain didn't have a chance. Virtue of Audacity, I tried to charge in and I failed to charge, and after that, even if it worked and I got in there, I think I would have lost the unit and my BSB would have died when I broke from combat. So, yeah, so I got Virtue of Heroism, only one of the 3 virtues. It looks something like that. So that's game 6 of the campaign. If you missed it on game 5, I thought I earned 3 virtues, and it turns out that I had an illegal build on a paladin, so I got 0 for that. I'm such an idiot. So I think I'm back down with this game at 6 virtues after 6 games. I'm averaging 1 a game. It's I really need to take this campaign more seriously. But it is a lot of fun. I really enjoy bringing different kinds of lists and having kind of one-sided objectives in the game, things I'm trying to do that my opponent doesn't care about. But anyway, that's it. Hope you enjoyed it.